Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
There's a crap load of stuff going on, but let's just finish up with this Fox story. We're a little, behind where we thought we would be in the day because, we had this 21-year-old Massachusetts Air National Guard arrest a 21-year-old from his Discord channel, uploading all these, super classified documents that apparently a one-striper had access to in the Massachusetts Air National Guard. Okay. I'm believing that. Something weird is going on with that story. But okay, so let's set that aside because we've made our way through that. Now we also have the dueling courts, right? We have the Washington State Court saying keep the status quo with regard to mifepristone. And then we have the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals actually responding because Friday, tomorrow, is the end of the stay that the judge in Amarillo placed on his own ruling about whether or not the women of the United States of America will be able to have access to and whether or not the FDA approval of a 23-year-old drug that happened 23 years ago, mifepristone, will be revoked. So you have these dueling court things, and the Fifth Circuit did make a ruling today. We'll go through that in just a brief moment. But I have to show you that the end of this Dominion thing because they go on trial. Dominion and Fox News goes on trial on Monday. And I don't know why there's no cameras in the courtroom. If ever there was a trial that the people of the United States deserved to witness in real time, deserved to see. Okay, there were two trials in recent memory, not going back to OJ, which was it was on the TV, but the Derek Chauvin trial, the crazy killing of what was the father and the jumped out of their truck.
Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah, what were the guys' names that were convicted? But anyway, that one was on the TV. Okay, we got to see that one. This one, the Dominion one, actually needs to be on the television. This one needs to be covered. This one everybody should get to see. Everybody should be able to see Tucker Carlson testify. They should be able to hear Rupert Murdoch testify. They should be able to hear Maria Bartiromo testify. They should be able to hear Rudy Giuliani testify. They should be able to witness the propaganda channel being cross-examined. Because it's exactly how you don't do journalism, what they do over there. So just saying, but Delaware doesn't generally allow cameras in the courtroom, and I don't think they're going to make an exception in this case, so we're not going to be able to see it. And that really sucks for us. It really does. And for us, as us, I mean the United States, for Americans who have been literally fed a steady diet of garbage from that channel. But anyway, just recently, a couple days ago, the producer at Fox News who's suing Fox News, Abby Grossberg, went to the court with her lawyers. She's now suing Fox because she said that the Fox attorneys cajoled her, coerced her, made her feel like her job was in jeopardy if she didn't lie or say that she didn't recall things. Obviously, she did recall because she taped these things, and now we know she taped these things. And then the lawyers at Fox withheld her deposition from her because there's, I think, 30 days that you get to correct the record. Like if you misspoke or if you got a fact wrong and you want to correct the record in a sworn deposition, you have 30 days to do so. Well, it seems like the Fox attorneys withheld her transcription of her deposition for months and months, where she could not go back and correct the record. And now she feels like she's going to be exposed as having lied, so she's come forward. And when she came forward with receipts. She came forward with tape. And the tape clearly shows that even now, the Fox attorneys are withholding evidence. They withheld information about Rupert Murdoch's role in the company. They tried to characterize his role in the company as not having anything to do with the day-to-day, and that is completely and utterly false, and they can prove that that is utterly false, and that is why Rupert Murdoch will now testify as the second witness that Dominion intends to call on Monday or Tuesday, and we will not be able to watch that. The other portion of the sanction that was placed on Fox had to do with withholding evidence with regard to these phone calls that the producer, who's now suing them, was recording. And this is a key one, and we only heard two. And the two were proffered to the court as proof that she had these recordings. And the second one has to do with her. I believe this is her. I think this is Abby Grossberg, because it doesn't sound like Maria Bartiromo. The other call between somebody and Rudy Giuliani sounds like Maria Bartiromo, and it's been characterized as being Maria Bartiromo, talking to Rudy, saying to Rudy, do you have any evidence that you've been presenting in court that you could show our audience that you've been presenting? And he said, I'll give you what I got. And she left it there. The next thing she said was, what about the software? Do you have any evidence that the software was flipping votes? And he said, there's a county that's been triple counted in Michigan. That was a lie. And then she asked, could he confirm that Nancy Pelosi is somehow involved with Dominion? And he said he couldn't prove that. Okay. This is the second phone call that Abby Grossberg offered to the court. And in this phone call, I believe it's her speaking to the lawyers for the Trump campaign and asking the lawyers for the Trump campaign on December 8th or December 6th, 2020, whether or not the audit of the count matched the results on election day. And the lawyer says, yeah, it did.
Are any of the machines, I know it was on War Room the other day with Steve Bannon, have any of the machines been looked at? He had said that one was looked at in Georgia.
I'd have to check on that in terms of Georgia. I know during the audit they did check on those machines. They're really, if we can just go off the record for 1 sec here.
Yeah, of course. I don't want us to say it if it's not. That's why we're checking.
I think they have looked at the machines. When the Secretary of State did its audit, there was a fair bit of looking at the machines. The audit came in pretty darn close to what the machine count was with the receipts. So, I don't know the outcome of those, but our understanding, again, this is from the Secretary of State's office, was that there weren't any physical issues with machines on those inspections.
Again, that was on December 5th, 2020. Trump campaign officials saying there weren't any physical issues with Dominion voting machines. There's a fair bit of looking at those machines, Ms. Bartiromo, but all the figures were pretty darn close to what they were supposed to be.
So that's not Maria Bartiromo from what I can deduce for myself. But it is obviously, the producer for Maria Bartiromo at the time, Abby Grossberg, recording herself telling the Trump lawyer that they're going off the record, but she doesn't turn the recorder off at all. She doesn't go off the record. Asking him, was there any difference in the audit count as there was on election day? And he said no. And they still told that lie. He said that he had spoken to Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, that's who he's talking about, in Georgia, and that they did an audit of the machine count in Georgia, and the audit of the machine count in Georgia matched the election day machine count in Georgia. That there was no fraud, that there was no vote flipping, there was no discrepancy, it was pretty much in line, it was almost identical, whatever. And they still told this lie. So that's what goes to court on Monday.